Hi everyone, let me just sit down. Right, okie dokie. Today I'm going to have a go at mixed media morsels. Is it number 15? I can't remember, it's the butterflies anyway. And I've cut some A4 pieces of paper. I folded them in half. Here's a piece of A4 paper, so I cut it in half, lengthways like that, then in half that way, and in half again. So I've got some pieces of paper here that measure, let's have a look, I think they're 7.5 by, let's have a look, no they're not, they're 10.5 centimetres that way by 7.5, 7.5 by 10.5. And then I've grabbed a selection of different paints and I've got no idea whether this is going to work or not. I went away to Wales, oh gosh, it was the back end of last summer. It was just before the kids went back to school. We went camping and in one of the shops they'd got some bindi paints, and you can see here that they were reduced to £1. And they're in these tiny weeny little bottles, and in fact I think they're glued, but they've got little dropper ends on. Can you see that? And they're great for sort of making dots, but I thought I could maybe have a go at making some butterflies with those. Don't know whether those will work. Then I've grabbed my porcelain ceramic paints. I thought I'll have a go with some of those, so I've got those at the ready. I've also got some Pebeo paints. These are the Prisma Pebeos, and so I've had these and not really done anything with them. These were reduced, I think it was to £4.50 in Hobbycraft, and so I thought, oh, they were such a bargain, I thought I'll buy them, but I haven't got around to using them, so I've got those. And then I might use some of these Stuart Gill metallic paints as well that you've seen me use before. So let's put those to one side a minute and start off using these bindi paints. Not sure how much paint I'm going to get out of them. Let's try some yellow, and we'll have a little bit of purple. Oh well, there we go, that's the first one. I think we'll give up on those. Not really enough paint coming out of them. Let's try some of the ceramic paints and see how we get on with those. Let me just get something to scoop them out. There we go, I've got all the lids off, so let me just fold my piece of paper in half again. And let's, oh, that's way too much. Let's drop some paint. In fact, actually, I'm going to have a piece of paper here at the side of me just to scoop off the excess so that I don't waste it. Let's put that there so that you can see what I'm doing. And then we'll have some of this magenta. I think that's a piece of glue that I've got stuck on the end that's coming loose. Let's have a bit of blue. And we could end up with some really pretty patterns on the other side here. In fact, what we'll do is let's squish this in. That's more like it, isn't it? And then let's do this one as well. See what we get from that one. that's pretty. Right, so I'm going to do the same again. Let's have a piece of paper at the side there, and let's fold this one in half. Let's have some of this lovely lime green. Right, and I've got the Stuart Gill paints now. Again, these were from the same clearance basket in my craft store, local craft store. So let's try some of these. Right, I went back with the Bindi paints and I used a skewer this time just to scrape some more paint onto it to get a better coverage. So that's looking a lot better now, and I don't know whether you can see, but that's left a really cool dendritic pattern as well. So that's that one. Anyway, I've given my Pebios a good mix. So I've got those just here. I've just chosen a few of the colours. So I'm going to start off with the darker one, this purpley colour. These are quite smelly if any of you've got any of these. And these sort of, when they dry, leave like a honeycomb pattern. They're really cool. You can make really cool jewellery out of these. I have had a quick play when I first had them, but haven't had them out again since. So let's see what we end up with these. Let's move those out of the way so that I don't end up knocking them over. I've opened my window up here as well because you need some ventilation. These are solvent based, I think. Let's see what we end up with here, and then I'm going to add some of this other green here. Right, I don't know whether you can see all of these. I think I've got them all in shot. So that's the one I did with the Bindi paints. These are the Stuart Gill metallic paints, and then these are the Pebios, the Prisma Pebios. And then I've got the other ones that I did on the floor down there, and I'll just grab those and I'll show you those. And I'm just holding these, trying to hold them steady as I can. These are the other ones that I did with the ceramic paints. So I'm just going to let all of these dry, and then I'll put them on fast forward when they're dry for you and cut them into butterfly shapes. Hi everyone, it's Friday evening. What time is it? It's 20 to 9 in the evening, and I've cut out my butterflies, and I thought I'd come on quickly to show you. I've positioned them all nicely so that I could photograph them for Mixed Media Morsels. But what I did, I took, in fact, first of all, I printed off some pictures of butterflies and moths. And then I cut them out and I chopped them in half, and this is what I was left with. So that's a butterfly, and that one's a moth, because I don't know whether you can remember, but some of mine were sort of, the prints came out quite long and narrow, so I thought, well, I'm going to struggle to get a whole butterfly print out of those. So that's what I started off with, and that's what I used. And then I took the individual papers and the Pebeo paints, in fact, most of them, because they're quite sticky, just because of the nature of the paints, I folded them outwards, because the first one I did, I folded it inwards and it stuck together, and I had a bit of a hard job trying to peel it off again. And then I put my butterfly on the page like this, and you can see that I've gone round this one bigger than the actual cutout. I just held it in place and cut around it, and that's what I did. And so I've got this whole stack here of the outlines of the butterflies. Can you see? Have no idea what I'm going to do with them, but just couldn't bear to throw them away. More hoarding. Oh, this is getting ridiculous, isn't it? But as I say, these are my butterflies so far, and next week, I mean, it's too late now, it's 20 to 9 in the evening, and I'm going to sit down with a glass of wine and watch some TV. But here we go. So I shall do some doodling and decorate these next week, and decide how I'm going to mount them, or what kind of page I'm going to do with them, blah de blah. So anyway, hope you liked it, and I'll see you for the next part when I do some more with them. See you. Have a good weekend.